about 5 or 10 minutes here, so let's roll.
Coach, what is the benefit of these extra bowl practices? Looks like you're spending some more time with some of the younger players.
Yeah, just you finish up, your conference championship game. Coaches are on the road. We give the players a few days off with finals that week, and then you're able to come back. You start getting your vets back in the routine of things. Pretty short and crisp with them here early on in bowl prep mode. Get a lot of work with your young guys. Opportunity for them to get coached, see themselves on tape a bunch, correct some things, come back the next day and grow from it. Great opportunity for them. It's almost like an extra spring ball.
How about the veterans? Have they kind of picked up from where they left off for the season? Have you been pleased with what they've been doing?
Yeah, we hit a couple things with them last weekend. It was our first recruiting weekend after the season, so it was a big recruiting weekend as well. Early this week, they had a couple of days off. Got them back in the weight room midweek, started moving them around, and we'll get a couple practices in with them here this weekend as well.
Josh, how different was last year's recruiting experience compared to this one? I know you didn't have as much time because you had with the championship game, but what was it different?
Well, it's a ton different. Just, instead of signing guys, after being on the job for 11, 12 days, you've had an entire recruiting cycle with them. You've had an opportunity to really get to know the individuals, and they know exactly what they're getting when they come here on campus. They've seen our players, they've seen our culture. They've had an opportunity to really get to know our coaching staff as well. So dramatically different in year 2 than it was year 1.
What are you hearing from some of those guys about the season?
I think there's great excitement. There's great recognition of our brand, our logo across college football. They're hearing us being talked about every single day, whether that's on TV or radio. I think they understand the type of championship football that we play here. And, because of those things, I think there's great interest and feel like we'll end up with a great recruiting class.
How does your bowl prep schedule kind of lay out, once recruiting is over? I mean, when do you really start to really get into bowl prep?
Into LSU, you start moving on from those things. Coaches have been on the road, all week, and last week as well. They were back home for recruiting weekend on Friday, Saturday, but we're back on the road on Sunday. We'll move into game prep mode beginning of next week. Go ahead.
Just have you been kind of watching tape of the Tigers and everything during?
Yeah. Yeah, while you're traveling, you're getting an opportunity to start watching game tape, some cut-ups. They're athletic. And I'm talking in all 3 phases, offense, defense in particular. Just great athleticism from the skill spots. Defensively they can test everything. A lot of press man, long, at the corner position. Both lines of scrimmage, they're big, athletic, physical. They pose, issues in all areas because they got great players.
Now that we're a couple weeks removed from the game, can you kind of reflect a little bit more about Darryl Mack and just how he stepped up in the face of pressure after a rocky start?
Yeah, just his ability to forget the previous play, forget the previous drive, and just go play the next play. He's got great confidence. I think you can tell that our players have a ton of confidence in him as well. Calling it, we were extremely aggressive with putting the ball in his hands and giving him an opportunity to put it in our playmakers' hands and go make plays. Really proud of the way he handled the ups and downs of that football game, his consistency. I love his preparation, maturity throughout the course of the game. And, another great learning experience for him. He's had 3 opportunities to play really meaningful snaps. I think he's grown every time that he's had the ball in his hands because of the previous opportunities. And we get a month worth of prep here for LSU and expect him to go out and play in a really high way.
We got some good news yesterday. Teresa Milton obviously announcing that McKenzie's doing a little bit better and he'll be with the team. And in Arizona, I mean, what does that mean for you and this team right now, getting that good news? And what's the communication been like between you?
I mean, everybody's, his phone's blowing up all the time because everybody's checking in with him. He's doing extremely well. He's in great spirits. Our team is constantly thinking about him, and he's had a lot of visitors just wherever he's been, whether that was in the hospital or now at his house. He's doing well. In typical KZ fashion, every hurdle that's been in front of him, and there's a bunch because obviously it was a traumatic injury, he's cleared it in a really good way. So with everything that's gone on, everybody feels like it's going in a really positive direction, and he feels that way as well.
And being able to have him with the team in Arizona, what does that mean?
He's a part of who and what we are. He's a part of our fabric, of our team culture. Just, the way he interacts with our players, just what he's meant to the program. So for him and all the guys in this to be able to be a part of it, to go share in the experience, to help in the preparation. He's awesome in the quarterback meeting room. the energy that he brings, the experience that he brings. I think DJ and the rest of our quarterbacks feed off of him a little bit in there as well. So I think it's a great experience for all of us and will help us.
Josh, you guys, the players talked about having some downtime. You've given them some downtime. You guys didn't have much because you guys pretty much right after the game were on the road recruiting. Is it nice for you guys, maybe as coaches, to have some time off once the early signing period's over with?
There isn't any time. There isn't any time off. You're hitting the ground running. The next morning right after the championship game, coaches were leaving town at 7 a.m. They were in houses that day. It's nonstop. That's the way you want it. You want to, be in the middle of your recruiting cycle, finish that up in a great way. You want to play in big-time bowl games, where you get a couple days off for Christmas, but that's about it. We're looking forward to getting into prep mode, getting everybody back here in the facility, just kind of getting back into a routine for us, and then guys will get a couple days off for Christmas, and then we'll reconvene out in Phoenix and get back to work.
Do you have a sense of what this game and this last opportunity means for the seniors on this team?
For us, it's the next opportunity to go 1-0. It's the next opportunity to finish the season the way that we want to, the way we're capable of. Understand we're playing a great opponent. I think for the seniors, that last one is meaningful. You're going to remember that one for a long time. It'll be with you forever. It's an opportunity to go finish it the way that we want to.
But these seniors started 0-12, and now they've gone back-to-back conference championships. Can you talk a little bit more about just their journey and what that means?
Yeah, I've said it throughout the course of the season, said it after the championship game. You look at their ability to handle adversity, their ability to focus on the things that matter, being able to just go play the next play, worry about one game at a time, that mentality, that attitude, handle anything that's thrown at them. They're a special group. I appreciate, just the way they've embraced some of the culture that we brought in here, bought into the family atmosphere, continued to compete in a great way, and led our football team in a great way.
Not too many punters kind of leave a legacy here.
He's got a legacy. Yeah, that's right.
I'm just wondering, what
Not sure we'll have anyone quite as animated as him ever again at that position, but.
What has it been like to coach Mac and just the job he's done as the punter?
But done a great job as the punter. I think the consistency, and not that I take it for granted, but all three of those guys. Caleb is a snapper, Matt as a kicker. Those guys have been fantastic all year long. You know exactly what you're getting from them. Mac's got a ton of personality. But he's done a great job, and those guys bring maturity. They're part of that senior class that has brought great leadership and stability to our program, to our players. Been a great voice inside of the locker room. Those are all things that are invaluable to us.
What are your thoughts on him cutting his hair for the locker room?
Afterwards, I've actually known that's going on since we got here last January. He's been talking about that. He's got a lot of locks to give, so it'll be a pretty good deal.
Anything else? All right.
All right.
Coach, thank you.
You guys have a great day.